What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing on YouTube and get your notifications. That way you won't miss videos like this going straight in. Oh, man. Oh, man, it was a bloodbath. Oh, man. I'm glad I didn't watch the first half. It would have made it double bad for me, man. It was just horrible, man. It was a bloodbath out there. Now, Oregon was already picked to blow out Colorado by 3 touchdowns. So they was picked to already win by 21 points. They ended up winning by 36 points. Good Lord. Humana. Look, man, I ain't been to church in a long time, but I might go to church tomorrow. Look, man, this was bad. This was bad, man. This was really, really, really bad. But you know what? I'm going to say it straight out the gate. I'm still rocking with Deion in Colorado because I like the story. I like the idea of a black man being able to come in and shake up things and turn things around and get the whole nation, the whole world invested in his talents and his intelligence. That's right. I said it. I said it and I meant it, and I'm here to represent it. And I am going to toast to Colorado anyway. That's right. That was for Deion in Colorado. But, you know, let me go ahead and give Oregon its props. I got to salute those young men. They went out there and they did what they were supposed to do. They're a better team. And, you know, as Deion said before this, I think he said this before the season started. No, he said it after the season started. But he said after he won a couple games, he said, look, I'm still about 6 or 7 dogs away from really being able to like turn this thing all the way around. So Deion was not under any illusion that he was going to go all the way the first year. He had already said, we're not going all the way the first year, but we're going to be trouble. We're going to win some games. We're going to perform well, but we're still about 6 or 7 dogs away. And I do believe that might happen within the next 2 years. I think within the next 2 to 3 years, they will be playing in the national championship game. Mark my words, this will age well. That's right, I'm really pretty good with these predicaments. Y'all want to spend some money? Bet on me. Y'all come over here and ask Willie D what his predictions are. And maybe I'll start some type of business. Willie D predictions. Willie D live predictions. I predict that Colorado will win a national NCAA championship within the next 2 to 3 years. That's going to happen. Absolutely. As long as Deion Sanders stays put. And speaking of Deion Sanders, I do believe that Deion Sanders is grossly underpaid. Deion Sanders should be making, right now, I think they said he makes $6 million a year. He signed a $29.5 million contract for 5 years. I think he's grossly underpaid for all of the revenue that he's bringing to the city of Boulder, Colorado, to the state of Colorado, with all of the eyeballs he's put on these games nationally. Deion Sanders should be making somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 million a year. That's right. $500 million a year. I think that's fair. That's fair. $500 million a year. Now, some of y'all are saying, man, that's crazy. That's a crazy number. Oh, man. You remember at one point, people thought $100 million was crazy. They thought that $30 million a year was crazy or $40 million a year was crazy. Somebody can make 40 million who ain't done half of what Deion has done. Why Deion can't make 500 million a year? I think that's fair. $500 million a year is what Deion Sanders should be making. Colorado got a steal. If I was Deion, I'd stop and renegotiate my contract in the middle. That's right. That's right, man. He's overperforming. Even though they got a blowout loss today, he's overperforming, and people are going to continue to watch Colorado play. They're coming back next week, as I will be coming back next week to watch Colorado play again, because I want to see how they redeem themselves. I want to see what they look like under real pressure after they take a blowout loss. I want to see what their character looks like. I want to see if they are the truth. Are they going to bounce back and be triumphant? I need to see that. I need to know that they're not going to have their spirits broken after one horrific loss. I need to see that. And I think that they're going to be okay. And I want to see it. And I know most of you do too. Some of you out there are hating on Deion Sanders because you hate yourself. Let me go ahead and say that. You hate yourself, your mama hates you, your daddy hates you. That's right. Some of y'all don't really have no real friends. So you hate everything that's good and you love everything that's bad. Deion Sanders, wherever he goes, he is a winner. He has an infectious personality, and people just like him. People gravitate toward him. Some of y'all can't relate to that because you're not built like that. Nobody likes you like that. You know, like I say, your own mom and your own daddy didn't like you. And so it's not surprising that you would have hatred in your heart for Deion Sanders. I get it. I understand it. But I need everybody else to understand where that comes from. Deion Sanders is, a good dude by all standards. I mean, it's a lot of people out there with multiple personalities and, complexities and all that type of stuff. But, overall, of course, Deion Sanders is not a saint. Like, none of us are saints. None of us are perfect. We get that. But just overall, Deion Sanders is a man's man. How you going to be mad about that? How you going to be mad about a guy who encourages and motivates young people to better themselves? How are you going to be mad about a guy like that? Even if he didn't win, if he could just motivate these guys to better themselves, to seek better opportunities for themselves and their families, why wouldn't you get behind something like that? It's a lot of guys who are hating on Deion, and Deion knows that. They're hating on the whole team. These teams are going to bring their best. Every time they come to Colorado, they face Colorado. The teams are circling Colorado on their schedules. And they're going to bring their A game every single time. So the good news is Colorado is about that life. They got that type of squad where they can demand that type of respect and attention. The bad news is they don't get any days off. They got to bring it every single time they step on the field, every single play. Anything short and something like this could happen again. This was horrible. This was an absolute, this was very, very embarrassing. I don't know what Deion said at halftime, but if I was Deion and it was halftime, let me tell you what I would have said. So you got Coach Prime, and then you got Coach D. This me, Coach D, right? I'm going into the locker room. We down, what were they down at halftime? I think like 35-0 or something like that. Damn, 35-0. Going in, knowing that perhaps no team has ever come back in Division I football from a 35-point lead, a 35-point deficit. So I'm gonna go into the locker room, and I guess best speech I can come up with is, God help us all. And I'm gonna walk out. Ain't really a lot you can say. Ain't too much you can say. Like when you're down that much, God help us all, man. Keep playing, man. Just keep playing hard. Just limit your embarrassment, man. Just limit the embarrassment. That's all we can do at this point. Just limit the embarrassment as much as possible. And we'll be back. We got a whole season ahead of us. We're gonna lose some popularity. We're gonna lose some ranking. We're gonna lose some fans because people do jump ship like that. I'm sure that bandwagon moving a whole lot faster with all of the people that jumped off today. I'm sure. I ain't jumping off. I'm on the bandwagon all the way. I'm down with Colorado all the way. I'm down with Deion Sanders all the way. I'm down with the whole movement. So I'm gonna ride it all the way out. I'm not a fair weather type dude. If I rock with you, I rock with you. And that's what it is to me. I'm gonna jump into the comments and fire off a little bit, and then I'm gonna shut it down. DBCU, this is just one game. Colorado will be back and bigger. Okay. King Kong says, say what? Telvin Jones said, Oregon been waiting on this game. A team that was 1-11 last year had Oregon coach scared for weeks. That's what happened. Yeah, if he was scared, you know how they say, man, sometimes the worst person to deal with is somebody who's scared because they ain't got nothing to lose. They'll go all the way out. Eric Garrett, to the wheels fall off. All right. What's up, Marcus? Marcus Messiah, what up? Natalie Jones says, I don't see it as an embarrassment. It's a learning process. Let me tell you something, baby girl. I played football. I boxed. I played basketball. And anytime you lose like that, man, it don't even have to be sports. If I lose Scrabble, I'm gonna be embarrassed. I don't care if I lose by 1 point. I want to win. And I want to win every time. And it's hard for me to fathom that someone who is an athlete and loses a football game by 36 points would not be embarrassed. That's embarrassing. There ain't no way around it. This is not to shame Colorado, but if I'm on that team, I'm embarrassed. If I'm part of that team, if I'm a coach, I'm embarrassed. Sometimes embarrassment will propel you to do greater things. It'll propel you to newer heights, to greater heights, because you don't want to ever feel that way again. So sometimes embarrassment could be a positive thing if you can use it to better yourself. What's up, Mike Brown? Sheldon Smith said, you win some, you lose some. Chevy Addict says it was a learning tool. You know what? I would be interested in knowing if Deion really thought about their chances of winning this game. Because Deion has a very high football IQ. And I'm wondering if Deion really thought that they could win the game, or if they would lose, how much they would lose by. I bet you $1 to a donut that although Deion put his faith in his team and said, you know what, we can beat them if we do all of these things right. But I'm just wondering, if he had made some type of had a conscious thought about that, like, what are real, like, serious chances of winning this game? And if we do lose, is it possible that we could actually lose this game by 21 points or more? All right, fam, that's my time. I promise my goddaughter Christina that I would shut this thing down in 15 minutes. And I've always been a man of my word, and that's what I'm gonna do. Until next time, fam, y'all be careful, be safe, and have a good day. No more talk.